6 o'clock, call our meeting to order. There, we do the roll call, please.
Ron Hardy.
Here.
Linda Barnhart.
Present.
Eric Gall.
Here.
McKenna Norton.
Present.
Tim Lewis.
Present.
Daniel Gant. Michael Bush.
Here.
Troy Barrett. Brandon Franklin.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. See, we have a room full of people. I will ask who wants to speak under the Sunshine Law? Okay. The Sunshine Law is an opportunity for you to come before this board and voice what your concerns are in the county. Okay? Does that give you more of a?
I think last week I signed up for the list.
Did you sign up? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, I'm not ready to do that
Oh.
quite yet. I just appreciate your eagerness. I just wanted to say that you have 3 minutes to speak, and we would ask that if you have duplicate items that you want to discuss or tell us about, that you kind of hold them to one person speaking for you. So with that, have the approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Mr. Goff, second by Mr. Hardy to approve the agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. Now it's time for the Sunshine Law. If you'd like to come up and state your name, your address, and where you live, or your address, we will listen to you for 3 minutes, okay?
Hi, my name is Kate McGinnis. I'm a resident of Morgan County and live on 179 Sidley Mountain Trail in Great Haven, not Pawpaw. And I'm here to talk to you tonight, even though this isn't my county, because I learned last week of a data center being planned for the Falling Waters area. This is only, I think, 5 miles from Morgan County. So it will affect us, even though it's not within our power control. And I understand it's not within your power control either, because our state legislature has decided that you and me should have no input on these data centers. I think that's wrong. These data centers have a huge impact, as we've seen from Virginia, Ohio, Texas, Tennessee, and a bunch of other states. And they will mean that our power rates will likely increase, that we'll have less water. We've been in a severe drought on and off for years now, so that's a huge concern, especially I'm speaking as someone who lives on a well, and also our area very much depends on tourism from the namesake Berkeley Springs of Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. I'm also really concerned about the cancer rates. We all know West Virginia has been under an extraction economy for far too long. Our people are put last, while our products that go out of state are highly prized by someone, and they get paid well for it, but our people often don't see those profits. I think this could be another case. We have this DC company coming in to create this 500+ acre data center. There's no assurance that this DC company will use local contractors and local construction jobs over the 4 years it'll take for it to be built. It also has a highly inflated full-time job number from Governor Morrissey. It says 125 jobs will be there full-time. We've seen from other states that this is almost always supplied by out-of-state expert labor. That's just not something, maybe in the next 4 years, we'll have a great investment in our education here. We'll have people who know and have the skills to run these data centers. But we have a budget problem here in the state. I don't really see that happening. I'm not against data centers at all. They're part of our new and growing dependence on AI and other things like quantum computing. My concern is that it's unaccountable to local residents, right? We're probably going to pay more for electricity, which is already really high. My bill last month was over $1,000. And I really worry that this rate will only increase, making our people even more impoverished. Another thing that I really worry about is this impact on our environment. We have farmers, we have tourism built around our rivers and our springs, and data centers use up a lot of fresh water, and some of this fresh water never even goes back into the ecosystem. So this is a big concern for me. I know that you all likely are aware of the 60 Minutes episode about the lack of good water in the coal fields region of our state. Luckily, that doesn't apply to us right now. But I really worry that if we don't have any measures to make sure that these people pay their fair share, that we get tax revenue, that the jobs are going to West Virginians, and that it's really in our interest. I fear that this is just another part of us providing good things for the rest of the country while getting no reward. I don't know if there's questions or anything, but I really appreciate the time to speak with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have someone else? No, 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 no. We don't want to start that. That will be here all night.
Time.
Okay, someone else have, opportunity to speak?
You said person could speak on the topic.
That's what we would prefer, but do you have something that you want to speak about the data centers other than what she said?
Next on the list, I'd like to yield my time to Kate.
Okay.
Fine.
What is your name, please?
Joan Cardelicchio,
She cited
Berkeley Springs.
Okay.
Another thing that I have a big concern about these data centers is the noise. I know that Martinsburg is much bigger metropolis than Great Big Haven, but that's one of the things I prized about moving out here was the nature, the quiet, and also the ability to enjoy the nature. I'm really concerned that this will raise the noise for neighbors. It also, I think, sets a bad precedent for, elected officials like yourself, for us to allow such a big project without you having any oversight or say in the matter. And that goes for a number of different authorities, right? We have the county commission, we have the economic development authority, and it's the same thing for Morgan County. We've elected a lot of people to act in our interest. These are incredibly local neighborhood issues. And we should have the right to talk to you about it and for you to also make a decision based on your neighbors. You're like one of the most direct forms of democracy, which is fabulous. But that only works if you have the say. And unfortunately, our state legislature has decided not only do we not have the say, there'll be no limits on the water use, no limits on the electricity, and also that these groups are having huge tax breaks, which means it'll be a long time, if ever, that we get any payback for it. And we've seen a lot of what is happening in Virginia. We, not me particularly, but we as West Virginia, made the great decision to break up with Virginia over 100 years ago. We don't have to follow in their disastrous footprints of allowing data centers from the East Coast to our Western coast, allowing people to just pay and foot the bill for these big development projects that, yes, may down the line or in the future really help them out, but we don't have to do the same. I also think that, West Virginia is a beautiful state. We have a lot that makes us unique. If we ruin our environment and also don't give opportunities for our residents to get good, well-paying jobs and also get good taxes from the businesses in our area, we're just going down a worse path for the state. I know that you all, I'm talking to you, I'm not even from your county, but I know you all are looking at important projects all the time and taking into account feedback like mine. And you don't have a lot to say here, but I hope you take some of this to heart, do some research about how it has been affecting other areas, and talk to your neighbors about it. I found that this is something that's just coming up when I'm at the bar recently, which we almost never talk about politics unless we're talking about the roads and how they need to be maintained. So this is the thing that really, I think, unites a lot of people, and they feel frustrated and unheard. So just implore you to think about it and do what you can to push this issue if you care about it and if you think it's worthwhile. But in the end, right, we should just have projects that are working in our interests and not ones that are just extracting our great natural resources and our great land for someone else.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak?
My name is Carmen Carter. I live at 520 Virginia Avenue, just about 3 blocks from this building. I'm a retired IT worker. I'm not against technology, but because of my career, I'd like to keep current on what's happening within that industry. There is a lot of risk right now associated with the growth of AI and data centers that supply the energy, the infrastructure for AI. There is controversy over an industry financial bubble. Some people say it may collapse within the next year. Other people maintain it won't. I'm not here to argue any specific outcome, but it is a major risk factor that we could enter into these agreements for a massive data center and then have that industry collapse and lose all the financial backing that's behind these very disruptive changes.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak? Come on, go ahead.
My name is Jessica Gibson. I live at 288 Comstock Drive, Shepherdstown. I am a resident of Berkeley County. We're right on the line. Really, I don't have a whole lot of information to give you. I have more questions, and I think the main question I have is there's a lot of confusion of the location. I'm 90% sure it's 3 miles from my house at the corner of Scrabble, Beddington, or at the crossroads of Scrabble, Beddington, and Berkeley Station Road. I don't think we've gotten 100% confirmation from anyone in the county, in the state, locally. It's all been just social media. Can you confirm the exact location?
No, we cannot.
Okay, whenever we're finished with the
And that's
questions,
all.
no. When we're finished with the questions, then Commissioner Hardy is going to try to address some of the questions you have and some of the fears, if they be fears, okay? If there's anyone else wish to speak? Okay,
So I'm going to talk in real general terms here because although I'm not under NDA, a lot of the people that are involved in this process, whether it be the land sellers or the developers and other people are involved in NDAs, and those things have not finalized yet. I will tell you that it is in that general area is where it's going to be. I would say that it is east of the Apecan and will be west of the railroad. So it's kind of in that general area, but we're not going to talk about landowners or specific properties. All these people up here are volunteers. I'm the only elected official. All these people here volunteer their time to come in and to do this process. And I greatly appreciate the time that they give. And from time to time, we have issues like this that we have to work through and we hear. You guys are correct that the county commission, the planning commission, has no oversight of this project at all through House Bill 2014. All local control was taken away. So it's all done through the governor's office. The governor has a person that pretty much runs data center stuff. It's done through the state economic development. All of the permitting will be done through at the state level through the DEP, the air permitting, the water permitting, and all that type stuff. Our local West Virginia Department of Highways will be involved in some of the road permitting stuff, but that will probably be overseen by the state also. I would like to, squash your fears tonight, but right now we don't know a lot. I mean, I know there's going to be a push. There's been meetings with Berkeley County Water in regards to the water that will be used, how much water we'll need. There's a plan to try to use what we call affluent water, which is the water that we discharge from our sewer plants that goes back into the Apecan Creek, which is completely treatable water, is treated water that will be, that's discharged into the Apecan Creek right there by the bridge, to maybe to use some of that water for cooling. Some of these new data centers do not use nearly as much water as some of the old style ones do. Some of them still do use a good bit of water. Most of that water is dissipated through evaporation. Some of this will be civil water. Some of this will be rainwater. Some of this could be reconditioned water that comes from the sewer plants. So what little bit of information that we do have, because like I said, we don't have a lot of control over this, we're trying to be, the county commission has made a clear statement that we're going to be as transparent as we possibly can be to let people know. And I understand that people are worried. I grew up in that area. I used to live in a little red brick house right there at the end of the road, and I live on Mandela Road now, not too far from you. So I understand everyone's concerns, but we're going to continue to work through this. We're going to be as transparent as possible as that information trickles out from the state level. I think there's a lot of unknowns. I think even from the development side of it, there's a lot of unknowns because it's a large project and it's the first of its kind in this area, and we'll continue to work through them. I'll be on the radio tomorrow trying to explain as much as I can. Myself and Commissioner Gokenauer are going to have a public meeting at the Ruritan in Bennington. So we're going to do a town hall in the next week or two to try to address people's concerns and try to hear from everyone. I think we're just going to keep it at the county level for now. At some point in time, we may have a town hall where we bring in some of the legislators and maybe bring in some of the people from the state level that are trying to work this all out. Because like I said, this is very new for West Virginia and for our area. So that's all that I can say. I can understand your concerns. I know that the rumor mill is rampant on Facebook about, discharge water, land usage, all that type of stuff, and we're just working through it. So that's really the only thing that I can say right now and that's really all the information that I have.
Commissioner Hardy, is it normal to have NDAs like this for a development project?
Well, it's completely private. The county has nothing to do with it. It's private entity to private entity. So there's no public money involved in this. It's a private entity buying property from a private entity. It's all private money. There's no public money involved in this at all.
And so they need non-disclosure agreements for that?
And that NDA will protect the person who is selling the land or whoever that might be. It's from public beratement.
But we don't know who's going into the data center.
No, we don't. They don't need to disclose that. You're saying who the end user is? We don't.
It's just, sir, I totally understand your position, but we've seen in other instances, right, these groups lie, and we don't know that they're lying until someone sues. And so, I completely get your goal of transparency, and I understand the constraints you're under, but that's really scary.
That's really about all I can say about it right now, because that's really all the information I have.
Okay.
Can I just say, you talk about the rumor mill on Facebook, don't worry,
No, I didn't say don't worry.
Okay, but-
Never said
but
that.
there are thousands upon thousands of facts, research articles from universities, from the Pew Center, from all over the country, all over the world. There are states that have been dealing with this and know what the effects are. There is plenty of research talking about the negative effects, and the effects are extremely negative. Air pollution, water pollution.
Yes, ma'am. And as I stated,
and
that will all be,
wildlife.
but that will all be handled at the state level. There's nothing. So you're using us for a sounding board.
I'm
but-
sorry,
but we
I don't
can-
mean to, but it is upsetting.
Sure.
And it's upsetting that you don't have any control. We don't have any control. So when you say you might bring legislators, you might make this a state. Why not?
No, don't misquote me. What I said was, I don't know what legislators may want to do. I can't force them to come to a,
Can you invite them?
sure, I can invite them, but I can't force them to do things. And you're more than welcome to reach out to your legislators.
Oh, yeah.
They're all public officials, so you're more than glad to go to the Capitol. They're in the Capitol right now. Go talk to them. You're more than welcome to travel to Charleston. And when they
I'm
come
sorry.
home,
I don't mean to.
no, you can contact them when they come back, but
I am angry,
sure.
and this is your county. This is going to happen in your county. You should be frightened. That's all I'm.
Well, thank you all for coming this evening.
Okay, if there's no one else that wishes to speak, thank you very much for coming. We will continue with our agenda. And the next item would be approval of the meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Goff, second by Mr. Bush, to to approve the meeting minutes as submitted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain due to absence.
Abstained due to absence.
2 abstentions due to absence, Mr. Franklin. Yeah, and Ms. Norton. You're welcome to stay, but if you want to leave, we certainly will give you that opportunity to do so now.
Will there be discussion about the public comments, or is this the end of the discussion?
This is the end.
Thank you, Madam.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Mr. Harding,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much for your email response to me this past week.
Yes, ma'am.
I very much
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, the first agenda item is detailed site plan for Hatchery subdivision.
Yes, this, the request for detailed site plan determination is for Hatchery, 138 kV substation, file number 2509-283. The developers Potomac Edison and First Energy, and the engineers Kleinfelder, Inc. It's located in Mill Creek District, tax map 7, parcel 4, and is located on the north side of Sulphur Springs Road in Inwood, West Virginia, approximately 2.26 miles east of Route 51. The project proposes a substation on 7.25 acres. On February 10th, 2026, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The detailed site plan meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends. detailed site plan.
Time's
All
up.
right.
You're done.
Can you yield your time to her?
Where was it? Staff recommends detailed site plan determination and advertising of a public hearing for consideration of detailed site plan approval at the April 6, 2026 Planning Commission meeting.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone to represent Hatchery 138 kV substation? I'm sorry, your last name?
Krebs, K-R-E-B.
Thank you. Okay, Planning Commission members, this is not a public hearing, so if you have questions or comments for Mr. Krebs, please make them known at this time.
There are no questions. I make a motion, we accept staff recommendations. Move the detailed site plan determination for advertising of a public hearing for consideration of the site plan approval at the April 6th, 2026 Planning Commission.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Franklin, to accept staff recommendation, and that is to conduct a public hearing on April the 6th, at which time the final plat will be determined. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. The next item on the agenda is final plat determination, South Brook, Section 2, Phase 8.
Yes, this request for final plat determination is for Southbrook Section 2, Phase 8, lots 275 through 288, 167 through 381, and lot 437, and townhouse lots 250 through 272. The file 2509-278. The developers Cameron Glen LLC and the surveyor is Gordon, located in the district, tax map 3, parcel 9, and is located on Shiley Road, 0.3 miles north of Berkeley Road. The project proposes 53 residential lots on 43.11 acres to be served by public water and sewer. On February 12, 2026, County Engineer Doug Smith issued a letter of approval stating that a review of the above mentioned projects was completed and found to be in compliance with the subdivision ordinance. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends final plat determination and advertising of a public hearing for consideration of final plat approval at the April 6, 2026 Planning Commission meeting.
Do we have anyone to represent South Brook?
Integrity Federal Services representing the client.
Thank you. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. McDonald?
Hearing none, Madam President, I make a motion for recommendation for final plat determination, advertising of a public hearing for April 6, 2026.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Bush, second by Mr. Goff, to accept staff recommendation, and that is to conduct a public hearing on April 6th, at which time the final plat will be considered for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, final plat determination is Oak Leaf Meadow.
This request for final plat determination is for Oak Leaf Meadows, Section 1, Phase 2, lots 42 through 54, 70 through 74, and 85 through 98. It's file 2601-009. The developer's Panhandle Homes and the engineers Fox and Associates. It's located in the Mill Creek District, tax map 11, parcels 2 and 2.3. The site's located on the south side of Sulphur Springs Road, approximately a quarter mile east of Zigzag Lane. This phase proposes 32 single-family detached lots on approximately 14 acres to be served by public water and sewer. At the April 3rd, 2023 Planning Commission meeting, the developer was granted a waiver to Section 801, Table 8-1A, requiring 3 parking spaces per single-family attached dwelling, with 1 space being off-site. On February 20th, 2026, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends final plat determination and advertising of a public hearing for consideration of final plat approval at the April 6th, 2026 Planning Commission meeting.
Okay.
I think I need to abstain due to, conflict of interest. Do I need to stay in the room for quorum, or am I
No,
good?
you can leave.
Okay.
We've got a one. Mr. Sianovich. Right, okay. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. Stianovich or the staff?
Hearing none, Madam President, make a motion for final plat determination, advertising of a public hearing on April 6, 2026.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bush, second by Mr. Lewis. Accept staff recommendation, and that is to conduct a public hearing on April 6th, at which time the final plat will be determined for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Do you need to abstain for the next one?
Yeah, should I stay out there?
Huh?
I do. Do I need to stay out?
Okay, Oak Leaf Meadows, Section 1. Let the record show that Mr. Franklin is abstaining, leaving the room for both Oak Leaf Meadows, Section 1, and Oak Leaf Meadows, Section 1, Phase 3.
This request for final plat determination is for Oak Leaf Meadows, Section 1, Phase 3, lots 55 through 69 and 75 through 84. It's file 2601-010. The developer's Panhandle Homes and the engineers Fox and Associates. It's located in the Mill Creek District, tax map 11, parcels 2 and 2.3. The site's located on the south side of Sulphur Springs Road, approximately a quarter mile east of Zigzag Lane. This phase proposes 25 single-family detached lots on approximately 26 acres to be served by public water and sewer. At the April 3rd, 2023 Planning Commission meeting, the developer was granted a waiver to Section 801, Table 8-1A, requiring 3 parking spaces per single-family attached dwelling, with 1 space being off-site. On February 20th, 2026, County Engineer Doug Smith deemed the above-mentioned project compliant with the subdivision ordinance. The final plat meets the requirements of the subdivision ordinance, therefore staff recommends final plat determination and advertising of a public hearing for consideration of final plat approval at the April 6th, 2026 Planning Commission meeting.
Mr. Stianovich, you here for that project as well? Okay, let the record show that Mr. Stianovich is representing both projects. Planning Commission members, do you have questions of Mr. Stianovich or the staff?
Hearing none, Madam President,
Okay.
make a motion for final plat determination and advertising of a public hearing for April 6, 2026.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Bush, second by Ms. Norton, to accept staff recommendation, and that is to conduct a public hearing on April 6th, at which time the final plat will be considered for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Laura, You're up. And I'm gonna set the timer, okay?
You can. Fiscal first thing for council discussion is the next, comprehensive plan work session for staff and planning commission is Thursday, March 19th. And that's at 1:00 in the multi-purpose room. Just figured I'd give you guys a couple weeks head notice this time. So once I get the materials from the Berkeley group, I'll send them out to everybody.
Great, okay. We have in front of us, the activity report, which shows what the planning and engineering department was up to for the full year of 2025. Prepared by Laura. She does a really good job and in a timely manner. I appreciate that. Take a look through it, see if you have any questions, and then we'll put it on the agenda for approval, or whatever at their next meeting. Anybody have any questions right now?
I will say, if you see something, just email me, and I'll try to edit it before, but
Okay, if nothing else,
Move to adjourn.
motion be known at 6:31. Mr. Goff is making a motion to adjourn. All those, second by Mr. Lewis, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?